Okay, so I'm not sure how loud I have to talk, but let's get into it. So, this is a work week in my life, not necessarily a real week of my life, because this was like a weird in between the end of the year type deal slash I wanted to film something because I have a YouTube channel sometimes, and sometimes it's nice to make content. And recently, since I've been off my medication for quite some time, I have been feeling my creative spark a little bit more. So this is my second job technically. I'm just scoring some bread, and then after certain breads get scored, they get topped with some goodies. So like the focaccia gets that tomato and parm, and then these rolls, you're gonna see me topping on those. Just get some jalapeno and cheddar, and then they get thrown in the goddamn fucking oven for 1,000,000 degrees, and they come out very nice and crisp. I don't show anything that gets done like afterwards, but just know my baking is pretty good. I've only had two complaints from my boss so far, so that's fun, I guess. But yeah, I prefer baking just because it's fun. So I'm like baking slash like just restocking a bunch of shit. So this was Monday. Monday is my baking day usually. And then the rest of the time I'm just helping out my boss. So that was fun. And then now it's a Tuesday, and here I'm at my first job, which is just I'm a barista slash uh yeah, mostly just barista stuff. So these beans were well, not, I guess, hand ground, but the machine next to me that has the little cup with it, the shaker cup, that is that's where the beans, we have to ground the whole beans. And usually I actually never get that cup slid in. But I actually was able to get it in first try. And then you're gonna see me try to pour the beans in there, but it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna. I honestly, I thought I was gonna be able to do it one-handed, but I couldn't, and then I just gave up. But what I'm doing is that I'm measuring out all the beans to either 300 or 250, depending on like how much of a batch we're gonna brew. So like the one that I did for the one that says house blend, that one's gonna get 300, and then this is, I think, Ethiopian, which is a big favorite for the besties. That's also gonna get 300. And then afterwards, I had a little picnic date with one of my besties at White Rock Lake, and it was very, very nice. We saw some big wet rats that I thought were beavers. They weren't beavers. They were big rats called nutria that are invasive, actually. One of my friends said that I should have unalived them, but I'm afraid. And then here, I think it was like my first drink of the day or whatever. It's Wednesday, and you know what? I wanted a nice matcha because I'm trying to wean myself off of caffeine. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking hard because I love coffee, love espresso, love drip coffee, love warm stuff. And then I had a couple of rewards from Kava, and I was like, you know what? Let me treat myself. So I walked like 10 blocks or so, whatever, down away from the coffee bar to get me some Kava. It was yummy, delicious. And then I think afterwards, how did I get home this day? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to take a lift home. And the funny thing about taking a lift in Uptown, at least in Dallas in the area, there's no specific way to like get picked up from the Uptown Kava location. So you have to like walk to like three other different streets. And so I just had to like walk like four more blocks. But luckily, my Uber driver found me. So that was fun. But yeah, it was also like cloudy and overcast. So it was kind of nice. Like sometimes my view is nice. Sometimes I'm just like half asleep, and sometimes I'm just like, please get me home. But honestly, most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, my Uber drivers are pretty sweet. And then this was a Thursday. We were closing early this day, but I knew I was fucking exhausted. I don't even know what was wrong with me. So I had a kitty cold brew, which is a brand that I love and die with all my heart. They support kitties. And then just Premier Protein. And then later this day, I finally have access to the gym in the building that I work in for the coffee bar. And so this is just me exploring the showers because I was like, wow, this is fancy. This is nice. I like this a lot. And then there's me slaying as usual. And then I didn't know what else to do for like B-roll, so I was like, you know what, let's peek around the corner like a creep. Luckily, nobody was there. It was pretty dead, so no one saw me be a weirdo and a freak. And then this is just part of like the other part of my job because now it's Friday. I just have to like make a list and restock the floor. So this is just a screen recording because I didn't really know what to do for this. So me being intuitive, I suppose. So that's my fucking big ass basket of shit that I'm pulling from the freezer. And then here's me trying not to die in the freezer because it's fucking 0 degrees. But it usually just depends on how everything is organized. And yeah, there's me, my old lady vibes. It's really funny because, yeah, you can see the heat coming off of my face because it's 0 degrees and I'm just digging stuff out from the boxes that I need to stock the floor. Because, like my boss says, all of our money comes from the freezer. There's me being sexy and sweet. And that's the end. Thanks for coming to work with me. Bye!